And boom, shakalaka, we are live. I'm so excited to be with you tonight for a new installment of Friends and Family. And I wish I could welcome everybody. We got names popping in. We're recording now. And if you're here with us live, we're going to have some fun over the next 15, 20 minutes tonight in this December 2020. We're going to bring you a message that I think is timeless. And three ladies, I'm already getting emotional. Three ladies who are here to share their stories. And I say this is universal. I recently had the opportunity to speak about 30,000 people live last weekend, and I was sharing my story. And one of the gentlemen I was working with in this project, afterward, he said this to me. He said, "Seth, what you just shared is the universal story. It's a story that every single one of us can relate to." And we've got one of those tonight. Even if you're not a single mom, I'm throwing you a little carrot about what we're going to be talking about. Okay. Because obviously you're all looking at me saying, this is universal, but you're not a single mom. You're right. I'm not a single mom, but it is universal because, just because of the theme. We'll get to that. But tonight, Friends and Family, number one, I want to thank you. If you are a current customer of any of these amazing products that we are just super passionate about sharing and particularly sharing online, building an online wellness business, I just want to, as a representative host tonight, thank you. Thank you for supporting home business. Thank you for supporting the absolute heartbeat, the heart and the heartbeat, right? That's the emotional side and just the practical side of keeping things moving of the economy globally. Every single person who gets any of these LifeVantage products does it and continues to get that and gets the recommendation and the education and the ongoing education and frankly, just the concern and the love of a distributor, a LifeVantage distributor who thought it important enough, number one, to take the products themselves. We'll be talking about that tonight. Number two, to share that with others. So I just want to assure you and thank you that every product you purchase makes a difference. It feeds people. It feeds families. It makes a difference in our world. So thank you. Thank you for supporting my business. Thank you for supporting their business. Now, tonight, we're going to talk about product, about specifically how the product is affecting women who might be termed single mothers. And while obviously I am not a single mother, as the first son of a single mother, I can tell you that is a subject that is near and dear to my heart. The needs, the very real universal needs, the realities of limited resources, and that could go across the board. I mean, ask any and these maybe these single moms who are going to share this tonight will, I'm sure, touch on some of those themes, but it really drives it home. I will tell you, 9 years ago, Christmas, I was celebrating my first Christmas as a single dad. And I was separated from my children, 6 children, 5 boys and a girl. And it was something that was very real for me. And I utilized these products. I knew that there were certain things going on in my life, just the emotional strain, just the change up in what's happening in your life when you may have not been a single parent, and then you find yourself in that category, being a single parent. I relied on these products every single day for my emotional health, for my energy, so that when my kids did get me and when I did get my kids, that I was 100% the best dad I could be. So I just echo what these women are going to say. Not that I was a single mom, but I was a single parent. So first of all, I'm just going to turn it over to them and probably not try to get too involved in handing it back and forth between them. But first, we're gonna go out to Texas. We're gonna hear from Beverly, and she's ready. I was talking to her earlier today. Then we're gonna go to Arizona and talk to 2 moms. First Soraya, and then Jessica. Specifically from a single mother perspective, why are they flipping the switch? Why are they taking dollars out of a budget right, to put into products and investing in their health. And that's a theme that a lot of single mothers, I believe, need to hear, is they often don't necessarily want to take that, earmark that money out of the budget, right, to invest in their health, just because, God bless moms, they always come last, at least in their mind. So, but it's an important thing. So first of all, we'll go to Beverly Hills in Texas. Beverly, you're up.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I remember my life 9 years ago. I was in the process of leaving a mentally and physically abusive relationship, just not knowing how it could be possible. Life was really hard, and I was struggling with my health so much that I felt like I couldn't be the mom that I wanted to be. The financial strain was simply unbearable. The anxiety that it caused me and the many, many sleepless nights. And I had nothing at the end of the day for my family. It was really rough. The hardest part was knowing that hopes and dreams are possible, even through the darkest times. Then a friend of mine introduced this to me. She shared a video, and I remember thinking about my girls and wondering if what could be possible for me. I remember my grandmother and I remember my parents were at the time of their life when health was really bad. And I remember thinking that if I kept going, doing the same thing that I was doing, what was life going to be like? Today, I'm happy that I can tell a story that I never thought that I could tell. I never thought that it could be a story that could be mine. I remember just whenever these products were introduced to me. So I'm happy now that I'm happily divorced. I'm thriving on my own. And I'm really so happy that I stuck with this and that I did say yes to myself and continued to take these products, because today I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do back then. And I'm able to have the energy, less pain, and I function a whole lot better. And I get to be with my girls, and we have a future in front of us that looks a whole lot brighter for me. So thank you so much for having me and letting me share my story.
Super doggone powerful. Soraya, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Thanks, Seth. Hi, my name is Soraya. I'm here in Arizona, and I am very grateful that I get to share my story with you guys today. It's very emotional to me, I find, but so bear with me. I never thought I'd be a crier, to be honest. But I find that through this growth and this journey, I've done a lot of that. So anyways, at 17, I sustained my very first brain injury. I've had 3 brain traumas. With those 3 brain traumas, I wrote notes because I go off on tangents. See, I went off on a tangent already. But with my head traumas, I learned I couldn't complete sentences. I could not be able to, my orientation was off. I couldn't make decisions, simple, basic decisions that are so simple for many people to make. I struggled with those kind of things. One of the other things that I struggled with is I'd be having conversations with people, and in mid-sentence, you never knew when it was going to come, but in mid-sentence, everything would go blank. I couldn't even tell you what we were talking about. And that was very difficult. I laughed it off all the time, but really it was such a struggle. And I started withdrawing from people. And I often felt like I lived in a glass box. I couldn't see my life the way it used to be. And then 6 years ago, one of my natural doctor, he introduced me to flipping the switches, which was probably the greatest blessing he could have ever given me, because before he introduced those flipping of the switches, I was taking 40 plus supplements just to function, just to be able to function as normal as possible, like everybody else. And what's really cool is because I got to flip my switches and allow my body to do what it's meant to do, I was able to get my bachelor's degree as a single mom. I was able to go to school. Because I learned how to flip the switches, I am actually a present mom to my kids. That is huge. See, and I'm crying. I'm so sorry, you guys. But if you've never been able to be present for the people that you love in your family, and then you're given that gift and that opportunity, it's huge. That is why I continue to take these products. That's why I put it in my budget, is so that I can be present for other people, especially my kids. And that's why I take the products. And that's why it's so important to have that in my budget with everything else that I have to do as a single mom. Thank you.
Oh, Soraya, that was amazing. And thank you for sharing. You got me all emotional before my have to talk now, but my name is Jessica. I'm from Arizona. And when I was introduced to LifeVantage, I was newly divorced, a single mom that was physically and emotionally drained. I was working 3 jobs. One of them actually required a 7-hour round trip 2 or 3 times a month. I felt so guilty. I remember every night because I wanted to spend time with my kids, like Soraya was saying, but I was counting the minutes until they went to bed so I could crawl into bed and go to sleep and forget about everything. I felt like a failure to them, and my physical health was failing as well, from working so hard with my hands that I could not fully open and close my hand for over 9 months due to extreme stiffness and discomfort. I found myself looking for an exit strategy from the career that I love so much. And it killed me because it helped so many people. I was constantly worried about my failing health and also the mental well-being of my kids, especially my youngest, who started to display some lack of focus, and her grades started to suffer through such a stressful divorce. It was then that I began looking for natural ways to avoid the medications. It was then that one of my clients that I was working hard with my hands on asked me to do some research on some activation, and I attended a presentation. The research, I couldn't believe how positive it all was. And I just knew at that point that this was something that I had to get myself on, and my daughter, but I had never spent money on myself or my health, and financially, I was definitely not in the position to be able to do so. But like any mom, you're desperate for your kids. You just find a way. And so when I found out there was a business opportunity, I started to think, well, Jessica, you could probably do this. So I decided I'm going to try to get it to cover, at least to cover the cost of the products for me, so that at least I could afford to keep on myself and for my children. Now the business not only pays for my products, but it has helped me sustain me in this economy that none of us could have anticipated. In these uncertain times, we cannot guarantee that our jobs will even be there or that our health will not be affected. And so what I did know is that we do have the control to make the decision to take a hold of our health and to be able to work on creating an income that can provide the freedom to be spent with those that we love. Today, my physical and emotional strength is the strongest it's been since my 20s, actually. I am no longer anxious to put my kids to bed because I'm exhausted. I am able to fully work at full capacity with my hands, and I continue to help others at a level I never dreamed possible, at a greater reach through this business. This business helps me to provide hope to those that want to optimize their health and to help others create some financial freedom so that they can spend time with the ones that they love the most as well.
Wow.
Thanks for letting me share.
Wow. Jessica, can you give me thumbs up on my sound? Am I good? I'm coming back in. Awesome. Beverly, Soraya, Jessica, I'm going to tell you and by the way, cry away, ladies, because I'm sitting here listening to these stories and I'm feeling the emotions, and I'm not going to say that there weren't tears. So uh, I'll get to this later. I'm going to turn this over to another mother, Eileen Whipple, to talk about something that we do for our customers who are on these products to be able to share them, right? They just want to be customers. They just want to get on the products, and a new offer that we have that those customers can share the product, share discounts on the product as they share this with others. We call it Friends and Family. Eileen Whipple, the time is yours.
Oh, I am so excited to share this program with you, because what is better than us sharing? And as you just heard from three of my good friends, that people shared with them, and that's why they are where they are today. And we all love to share things we love, and we care with people we care about. So you already heard tonight, we already are sharing with our friends and family and our animals too, which is another story. But what this program is, it's actually just giving you the empowerment to share this amazing products that you already know and love with people you know and love. And you get to share with them $10 off of their first order, and then you get $10 off your next order. So what that looks like is that if you share with your friend who's an athlete and is just looking for better endurance and clarity of mind, he gets $10 off of his first order. You get $10 off your next order. And then you share with your parents or your aunts and uncles, and they get $10 off their first order because they want more vitality in those retirement years that they've been working so hard for. And that gives you $20 off your next order. And then you think of your friend, this mom who is juggling these 5 balls in the air, keeping her kids going, keeping her family going, keeping herself going. She gets $10 off of her first order, and that gives you $30 off your next order. And the cool thing about this is that there is no limit to the $10 credits you can share and that you can receive. And they are automatically applied to your next order. They're automatically applied to your friend's first order. And the only detail you need to remember is they have to be spent before the end of the following month. So if you have friends and family you share with in December, they need to be spent by the end of January. So your action steps are so simple. Just who do you want to share this information with? Send them your unique link, and I'm going to show you how to get that, and then connect them with the people who shared it with you so we can get all their questions answered. So the one thing I want you to remember is lifevantage.com, and then scroll to the bottom of the page. Everything else I'm going to share with you is just what will happen once you start clicking on the links. So at the bottom of the page, you'll see your unique link. The next page will populate, fill in the information, and then there's your share button. You copy it and you share it to your social media or however you feel most comfortable sharing. And then also, if you know how to log into lifevantage.com, this is where you can find your share 10, get 10, and that leads you to your link once again. And if you want to know how many credits you have earned before your next order, it's right there on that opening page for you. So LifeVantage has made it super simple for you. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Get to the person who shared this with you. But number 1, get your link. 2, share with your loved ones. And 3, feel better and do more. And thanks for letting me share that.
Thank you, Eileen. Again, thank you, Beverly, Soraya, Jessica, for really touching our hearts. Listening to your stories, this is what, I was literally feeling this. Everybody has a story to tell, comma, and people need to hear that story, your story. Jessica, more people need to hear your story. I promise you that. Soraya, people need to hear your story. Beverly, you told a story, and people need to hear that story. Here's what I'm taking away from this tonight as we wrap up. And here's the one thing that you need to do. Any single mother that you know, I would recommend, and here's the takeaway, the call to action is share the link. We're going to put this link out tomorrow. Share this link with any single mother that you know, because they need to hear that story. This will be up within 24 hours. Share the link. Let's share the love. Friends and family, I want to thank you all for being a part of our Friends and Family this cold December night. And let's go make it a little warmer for others. God bless everybody. Thank you so much, ladies. Again, thank you. You're beautiful. And thanks for making my life a little better. This call is a wrap.
All right.
Thanks
so
you,
much,
everyone.
everybody. Thanks, Seth.